Hi, everybody. Welcome to Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez. I'm your host, Emmy Hernandez. No matter your age, it's never too late or too early to start thinking about making your money work for you. But where to start? That's why I'm here. I'm excited to lay out some key steps to help you save, grow, and invest your money in the smartest way possible. Millennials and money. Boys, a lot of challenges. We are going to help them out today, right here on Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez. Since we are talking about millennials and their money today, I have Ashley Pavlenko with me, who is a millennial. We're going to explore the challenges and how to solve that problem together. Hi,
Hi,
Ashley.
hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you
Hey,
for having me.
you're welcome. You are among one of the millennials, so
Yes.
I really don't know much about your generation. I feel old now, but tell me who you are and why are you the millennial?
Okay. Well, millennials or Generation Y, we're a generation born between the years of 1981 to 1997. So it's a pretty wide age gap there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are, I mean, that generation, I think it's excellent. You grew up with technology, right? So
Yes.
you are very quick learner. You're good with computers and everything. I know because, a lot of my assistant at Younger have to help me with a lot of stuff. But when we talk about finances,
Right.
seem like there's different type of challenges that you have to face. So with your experience, or maybe people tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now and how your financial status situation come into play.
Okay. Well, I'm a student currently. I'm a senior at Cal State Fullerton, so kind of dealing with having student loans and all of that right now. And I also work as a bartender, so I'm lucky in that respect because I'm able to make tips, so that kind of
Uh-huh.
is able to fund me in a different way on top of, my regular pay that I get there. But yeah, as far as financial things go, student debt, and I have a car payment. There's a lot of
Wow.
there's a lot of money just going out, and I feel like I need to be bringing more in. So,
Uh-huh.
but it's yeah, being a millennial, it's really difficult to kind of go about that challenge when we're trying to get out in the workforce, but we're being told we need more experience, we need all of these things. So it's a difficult time.
So you're quite independent, It's
Thank
like so
you.
you're on your own, you're not
Mhm.
actually with your parents. It's understandable, when you're talking about having a lot of expenses right now and have to pay out. What's your plan? I mean, what do you feel like when you talk about job, getting out
Mhm.
there? What field are you in?
I'm majoring in film and television.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're doing intern and
Yes.
when you apply for job, what are the things that you run into that you feel that make you like obstacle or
Mostly experience. A lot of places that I've been looking at, as far as applying to after I graduate, they want, a couple years worth of experience within the business, within the industry already, which I obviously don't have as I'm only going to be graduating soon. So it's a little difficult, little trying to, feel positive about going out there looking for a job when I'm going to be graduating when it kind of feels like there's already these walls and barriers kind of
hmm
in the way of all of that.
how competitive is the job market today with
I'd say pretty competitive, especially in film and television, because there's so much new media being created and there's so many new people, not even going to school, just people on their own that are putting content
hmm
out there on
hmm
YouTube on so many different
oh wow,
channels.
okay.
So, yeah, I'd say it's a pretty competitive area to go into right now. Weird.
Right. So when you talk about that, is it with need more experience?
Hmm.
How do you feel about people who want to continue the educations instead of go out and work right away,
Hmm.
but you maybe study more to
Right.
gain more, maybe a credential, a
Hmm.
degree, or something like that? Is that an alternative way to do it?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's something I've thought about too, because I'm pursuing my bachelor's, and I've had many people ask me if I've thought about, maybe
Mm.
going for a master's instead and doing extra school, and I would love to do that, but what comes along with that is more school, more years, and more student debt, and more loans. So
Ah.
there's that sort of struggle too. So it's do I get out and try and find a job and start working to pay off the student debt, or do I try to move up a little bit more and accumulate more student debt?
Yeah, that's a tough thing to say because of course the student loan is something that can build on, right?
Right.
So with the student loan, expand a little bit. How do you usually qualify for student loan?
Okay, so before the semester starts at school, I actually apply for a grant as well. So I usually get a grant, but then I have two different student loans, and I know one is subsidized and one is unsubsidized, but I have no idea what that means.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah, so it's yeah, I'd like to learn a little bit more about that.
Uh-huh. Does it come with the different terms, like, different interest rate?
Yes, but I don't know much about that either. So
Oh, wow. You gotta have to go back
I'm in
and
a
get
little
the
trouble.
contract. You in trouble now. So what about the grant? The grant is actually free money, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
is that the qualification is difficult, different than the or the limits? That why everybody kind of like more have a student loan?
Yeah, more so, because there's different stipulations and limitations for for grants. You have to fall under like certain categories, so that's why a lot of people aren't eligible for those. Luckily, I am in my situation, but yeah, most people have to go straight for the loans. They don't get the luxury of grants and things like that.
Okay, that's very interesting too, because in my area, and we're going to talk about how to help you with manage your finance a little bit. But I work with a lot of clients who are trying to set up type of college education fund for the grandchildren to help
Right.
out stuff like that. But they always ask, like, you know what, if I have this fund for them, would that affect or impact how they qualify for the grant or financial aids or the loan? So can you tell us a little bit about when you apply, does your what type of asset that get into your application form?
Okay, so they usually ask just solely for my income. So it's based on my income alone. So they ask for that information, and I supply my tax information as well. So they go over that for the past couple of years that I've been working. So about 4 years now. So all of that goes into account when they, process everything and give me the amount of money that I'll be eligible for or the amount of money that I'll need as far as loans go.
See.
But that's about as much of the process as I know.
Okay,
I don't know,
okay.
behind the scenes stuff or, how they kind of see that amount and decide how much they're going to give me based off of that.
That's interesting. That's why for the financial, that's for probably the student loan part. Maybe they kind of get into, I think they in more to detail when you get the grant or the financial aids. They're sometimes looking at a parent's income and
Right.
asset as well, right? But in your case for student loan, that really doesn't come into play.
Right.
Okay, great. Now, with this loan that you have, I'm not going to ask how much you have, but does it put a stress on you at all? How do you already start planning? This is your last year at school, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm a senior.
Okay, so you know that once you graduated, a little wait period, right? And then it's
About
gonna
6 months or something.
usually
like that,
6 to 9 months. You gotta have to go read that contract.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's gonna become payable.
Right.
So did you already have a plan how to?
No, I'm sort of trying to mentally prepare, but as of right now, I don't have a designated plan.
So with your social network, your peer group of friends, I'm sure they have similar situation.
Absolutely.
Have you heard anyone come up with a good plan yet?
Not really a good plan per se. I know, my best friend, she lives on her own, so she has to pay rent. She does all of that stuff, but she doesn't really have a plan. She's just able to pay her, student loans every month. So that's probably the best example that I have to kind of look up to as far as, someone being able to do that. But no one I really know has a plan.
So basically just do as it goes like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Well, we're going to talk about set up some plans, some goals to help you deal with that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, we hear a lot of challenges and trouble issues. So when we come back, we'll talk about some basic financial strategies to help Ashley and the millennials out.